Dylan?
Tyler?
It's a toolbox tour, but first off, we gotta show Mr. Snap-on here something special that he doesn't have.
Yo!
Pull it out, Dylan.
F1
What? Wait for this, Nick.
Is this your wheel for
He
your
showed
car?
me it last night.
Dylan, is this your wheel?
And it's something you don't have.
Oh boy. I don't have this.
Oh yeah, you don't have that.
Oh, LED glow.
That's what you want.
What, LED glow?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Dylan, so everything goes into this?
How?
Yeah.
Dylan sent me this on Snapchat last night. Check it out, Nick.
Whose is it?
He's got the guitar.
Holy sh**. $6.49.
I didn't pay that.
Wait, who bought it?
I have one.
Really?
Dylan has it.
No!
Yeah. You want to buy it?
You want it?
You want to buy it?
You want it?
I didn't win it. No, I bought it.
Oh, really?
He had it on the truck one day. Said, you got me. How much?
Just like the box.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally exactly what happened.
My friend Ann could play it good.
I could play it poorly.
First tool out of the box. What do you got here,
Out
bro?
of the box, we got the Cal Van.
We got the camera.
Oh, that's the camera I always borrow.
What?
I got
Oh my! Oh my! Dylan,
What up?
we're at the. It's time.
It's time.
The infamous toolbox tours that we do here at ACI.
Gotta show the debt.
And we have this Snap-on SuperNova edition. This thing's crazy, bro. I've
SuperNova.
never even heard of a SuperNova.
I didn't know they made a box version of it, but apparently they did.
It's
and
crazy, bro. I really love the colors. It's like a nice blue, kind of like Laguna. It's like a Laguna
It's like
blue
a nice chill blue. It's not like super in your face.
with the rose gold trim.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what it looks like to me.
That's what I would call it. Either that or like a bronze,
Yep.
like a bronze rose, something like that.
And what series is it?
So this is a master. So it's like
Okay.
in between the classic and the epic.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's
Sweet.
like I want to say 29 or 30-inch drawer.
Any plans to get any add-ons for it? A hutch, side box, anything?
Yeah, probably gonna go with the hutch and the side locker soon, but
Sweet.
pay this one off first.
All right. I
Like
like
to keep
that.
it below.
That's smart.
What?
Ain't no epic series.
No, I.
Yeah, but the color. This is hot. This is hot, bro. Like, I love this color.
I don't know if they make the epic in this color.
They probably don't. I feel like normally when they do like limited stuff, they do.
Yeah, it's per series.
Yeah.
It's a one-off. It's definitely a one-off year edition.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Snap-on guy said buy your add-ons before they stop making the color.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
But-
Dave can hook us up.
Yeah.
He might be
I
able
mean, they're
to.
always out there too. You
Yeah,
probably
that's
pay a
true.
little extra.
That's true.
But
Well, Dylan, give us the rundown.
the rundown.
You want to start at the? Where do you want to start?
Start at the big one. The money shot.
The money
So
shot.
everybody likes to see it.
Wow.
As you can
Sheesh.
see, I'm not brand loyal, but
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything, right?
a little bit of everything. For the stuff that matters, Snap-on. Like these, like HDX, I think they call them. These are like super tight tolerance sockets. So like it'll almost hold the bolt if you hold it sideways or whatever, but
Sweet.
it just keeps you from rounding so much better.
Sweet.
Yeah, RBT Allens. These are actually Allens, not Torx. They keep it from, same thing, keep it from rounding the bite in there. You know, stubby Allens, ball end Allens, rounded bolt extractors,
All the stuff you need.
axle sockets, swivel heads, you gotta have these.
What do you use the most out of this top drawer?
Depends on working on. Subarus, these things. These things are a lifesaver for Subarus.
Okay.
Subi trans bolts, the 14 one in there, man.
No,
Snap-on Dave's on the phone. He wants to know if you want Dunkin'.
just get a dozen donuts.
Dylan?
I'll take a small black coffee.
No, you really do?
Yeah.
Snap-on Dave. We're talking about Snap-on and we're getting Snap-on
You heard it.
Dave.
His ears were ringing. His
Yeah,
ears
they
were
they
ringing. His ears were ringing.
Cool.
Yeah. Go-to stuff. Just the typical sockets. You know, the Beamer stuff. 12-point spark plug sockets. Gotta have those.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. That's that.
Let's keep chugging.
Keep it chugging. One down. Wrenches. These are obviously a lifesaver, these ratchet end ones. Got the mini ones.
Ooh,
Everybody
look at
loves these
those.
guys, Yep.
Those are
You can
cool.
turn them sideways if you want a really tight space. Got your crow's feet. These come in handy. You can't fit a wrench. You get an extension in there. Come from the top.
Look at that thing.
Yep. Yeah, those are nice. And these are the same deal as the sockets, the RBRT sockets, but they're a wrench. So you can see it's got the bite in there. So you can kind of get a good grip on stuff. They're also really tight fit too. So like you'll grab a size. Like you know it's a 10, you grab the 10 and it doesn't fit on there. It's just, you got to get it lined up perfect. The amount of times I come back and forth and I'm like, damn.
You just got to slam it in there.
I really thought it was a 10. These are cool too, but I'm missing my 1/4-inch drive one. But these are basically a spring-loaded wobble.
Okay.
So when you're, you know, you got the socket on the end and
cool.
you're trying to feed it in there, and half the time you're fighting it because it's falling down like this.
Right.
But this will keep it up.
Sweet.
That's a good one. It's just basically wrenches and sockets.
Awesome.
Little Subaru rack bushing tool.
Is that
Fits in
custom?
there. No, this actually comes with.
Come on, that's not custom?
No, it looks like it is.
It
but
does, right?
It's if you get like, I want to say it's like White Line Racing Subaru rack bushings, it'll come with this tool. I end up just keeping one of them, and
Cool.
the rest of them basically just used for parts.
Sweet.
Just bowl all around.
Yeah, that's that one. Pliers.
Woo!
Pliers and torque wrenches. Probably, honestly, the 2 torque wrenches are probably worth more than all the pliers in here, to be completely honest with you.
Full snap-on?
And just so you know, you can see that right there? That's that warranty key. Don't let people use your torque wrench that don't know how to use a torque wrench.
Oh,
Okay?
boy.
Because if you go past, on this 3/8 drive, you go past 150 foot-pounds, you go to torque something after that, it's not going to be right.
Oh,
it's going to be
boy.
completely wrong.
That's
So
good.
that had to get sent out. Luckily it's snap-on, so they covered it, but you know,
Sweet.
these guys gotta have these. Okay, squeeze clamps.
That thing
Constant
looks
tension
crazy.
clamps for the fancy guys out there, call them that. But
Yeah.
squeeze clamps. Literally just clamp it down, it ratchets, holds itself. Lifesaver. Beats
Like that.
frickin', you know, you try to get them with the channel locks.
Yeah.
And then
And
it
you-
flies across the shop, and then you gotta go get Brett to order more clamps.
And they'll order the wrong one.
Exactly, so
yeah.
it's better to keep the right one. And you know, snap ring pliers. These guys are great too. Everybody's seen these, but these are awesome.
Dude, that's crazy looking.
Yeah, so basically,
What's going on here?
So this sets the length of how much wire you want to strip off, right? So you put the wire in, it'll stop on here, and then when you lower this down, this guy controls basically how wide this jaw is going to strip, so it knows exactly what your wire thickness is. So whether you put a wire that's that gauge or all the way down, it's only going to strip the sheathing off the wire.
Oh, wow.
So that just fucking
That's cool.
makes it super quick.
That's sweet.
I hate to throw shade at Snap-on, but I have to say it. These are the worst set of.
They're that bad, huh?
Oh my! I don't use these at all. I mean, like I'll use them to cut stuff when I can't find my like side cutters. But
They're just good for just cutting.
they're horrendous. I don't know what they did with these. Like literally to the point where, like you put this in. See how it just opened up on its own?
Yeah.
You can't even. This don't even work on it. You can't even put it in storage right. I don't know what they did on that one.
That one they failed on. They don't get a pass.
They got a fail on that one. Those have been replaced by Home Depot replacements here.
Perfect.
These are nice too. These are Kiwi pliers.
So it's crazy.
Yeah, these are really good for getting into tight spots.
Let me
They
shut the
grip
door
really
real quick
good.
of the dining room. I don't know what they're doing over here. All right, Dylan, we're back.
We're back, baby. Another one that's a must-have if you're doing alignments a lot, or if you're just.
Look at the size of that thing.
This is actually like the mid-sized ones. They make one a lot bigger than this.
Okay.
But these are, and they updated this now, so you don't have to thread this up. There's actually a button release on here, so you can slide it up and down to get the distance adjusted on it. But basically, it's essentially like a channel lock, but when you set the size of something on here, you could just hang on this one end and they don't slip. It's great. Like if you're doing, especially like BMWs and stuff where the tie rods get stuck.
Yeah.
like from factory basically. Those are like a must-have. This is a good one too. Not really often on newer cars you can really even use it, but because they have closed bell housings. But like on old school cars, you know, if you're trying to hold the flywheel to get like torque converter or flywheel bolts off, this will clamp onto there real good.
I've never seen that before either.
Yeah, it beats, it's kind of an old school tool, but it works really good on like older small blocks and stuff like that.
Sweet.
It beats holding the, you know, holding the crank bolt, and then you end up stretching the crank bolt out and you didn't even know it. But
sweet.
so that stuff, hose block off pliers, just keep yourself from having to drain the whole cooling system.
Yeah.
Obviously your vice grips.
Got them all.
The long nose ones, these are great too. The round end on them. Use those a lot. Flush cuts, which are broken so they don't really flush cut anymore. But the, you know, the angled ones and then the ones that come in straight, I usually use these anyway, but
sweet.
Because you can't usually get these in there when you're zip tying away on stuff. It's pretty much that drawer.
Cool.
And then my favorite drawer, the junk drawer.
Oh boy, everyone's got it,
The junk
huh?
drawer, baby.
Yours
Everyone's
is very well organized though for a
Well,
junk drawer compared to some of the other guys.
So the only reason that this looks like this, and it used to look better, is because I switched stuff from my old box to here.
Okay.
And they came with these like
And you just kind of just toss
separate.
it in
I mean,
here?
at this point, I kind of just throw stuff in here.
Yeah.
But that's where it's at, you know. Broken arc, 7 axles.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, a little twisty on that one.
Definitely one of the cleanest junk drawers I've seen.
Yeah, it's clean. It's clean.
Just give it a couple months.
Well, I have like an entire Craftsman box at home that's just a junk drawer.
Just filled with stuff.
It's just filled with junk. So like, if I'm working on my car at home, I got pretty much everything you need for that. Actually, you know what? This guy can come back to life now because we got a Matco guy.
Bow.
Warranty.
Warranty.
Warranty. So that's that. Pretty straightforward.
Cool.
This is ratchets.
Sweet.
Nothing crazy. Then the random fuel tank lockering tool.
Yeah.
And the go grabber, which is since
Dude, those things get crazy.
it's stretched out, so it doesn't even really do it. It doesn't. I gotta get a new one of these, but I used it too much. There's probably a way to fix it, but
Probably.
haven't had time to do that yet. But and you ever break the head off of a ratchet? Keep it.
That's the now you got
Instead of buying a palm ratchet, you just get one of these.
That's perfect.
And you know what? I actually used both ends of this.
Okay.
So I took the handle, and that was the shift lever in the Audi for a while. So we had the handle in the I swear to God, a handle in the Audi, and then
Was it
this
a
guy on
snap-on?
here.
It was a snap-on handle?
It's a Pittsburgh.
Don't worry, we got the snap-on box, bro. It doesn't matter.
It's a pity. Screwdrivers, a little disorganized here, but these are real nice. These are basically the tool guy's favorite tool because you don't have to use screwdrivers to hammer shit anymore.
Right.
It's kind of like the pry bars where they have the striking pad on
Yeah.
the end where this
Yep.
goes all the way through. These work really good.
Sweet.
And then something mechanics always sleep on is files.
Wow. Nick ain't got a file set.
Actually,
so-
I do if you want to come see it.
Is it snap-on?
Yep.
So these I paid $40 for, not $400 for. But yeah, no, these are great. I mean, you could use this for literally anything. You're doing brakes, whatever. You gotta
Right.
clean up some rusty calipers. These are great.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. On to the next. All right.
All the
so
blow
this
molds,
set,
blow molds and fun stuff in here.
we
Oh,
got
okay, we got, whoa!
the master clip tool here,
Sheesh.
which most people who look at that will say, "Wow, those, you know, you probably use a lot of those." I mean, you really end up using about 5 of them.
5, yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't even know what this.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know, but you never know. It's
guess-
good to have. But
Sweet.
that kit comes in handy a lot.
That's a
And it's nice because
set.
you can kind of just grab the whole thing and
Right. Bring it
go to where
wherever
you
with
gotta go. Stuff to go with the smoke machine here.
Yep.
Like this little guy. This one's nice because it's got the pump built into it.
Yep.
So you literally just need battery power and it'll run.
Cool.
Instead of having like some of the old school ones have the airline hookup on them.
Yep.
So you know you're trying to go up at the car and the thing's falling all over the place. So that's nice. You got, you know, brake spreader tools.
Sweet.
These are for like the, you know, like 4-piston fixed calipers.
Yep.
You can't get this guy in there. Otherwise, you got the old school guy in there. You know.
Cool.
Subaru timing tensioner. Just a random guy.
You've worked on a lot of Subarus in your day,
A lot
huh?
of Subarus, yep. A lot of Subarus. This is a good set too here. It's a expert they call it, but it's Mac. All your real stubby guys, right?
Sweet.
So you got your stubby Torx, stubby Allens, but they go pretty big. So they go up to 19 or 3/4. A couple triple squares in there too. These are great because like the normal length of like a Torx, I mean you're saving. Like just grab one of these for one. It's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
So sometimes all you need is a couple millimeters.
Yeah.
And then you're good to go.
Sweet.
These are good for like the GM styles, where it
Awesome.
clamps around the front of the snout. Pull it right off. This is something you hope you never have to use, but you end up using a lot. Brake flare tools, just for making brake lines. I used to work in like a GM primary shop.
Yep.
So it was a lot of, if anybody knows, the GM brake lines love to rot out. They do make kits now, but whoever makes the kits, why don't you make the rear axle lines? Because they never do.
That's crazy.
They make,
and it's like a known issue.
it's a known issue. They all do it. They all rot out, even though they're coated because they don't coat the ends of them.
Yeah.
So you got to do all the lines, and then you're stuck making the rear axle lines. So whoever thought of that, I don't know why they thought the rear axle lines weren't going to rot out, but that's that. Seal drivers, these are must. I mean, you use them for a lot more things than just seal driving. But
Yep.
got the little cups on there. They go, as you can see, I've used that a couple times.
Oh yeah. Seen some action there.
Seen some action. Seen the big hammer. Run that
Cool.
back so it actually fits in there. That's pretty much that drawer. I guess we'll go over, so we'll be here. So this is like picks, brushes. These are really cool actually. These are snap-on. These are seal removal tools, so they're real smooth, no sharp edges on them.
Yep.
If you got to get like O-rings or even like cam seals and stuff, sometimes these will work.
Cool.
Yeah, these are really good. I mean, I use them for other stuff too, but that's primarily what those are for. And then, I wish I knew about these earlier. They are ungodly expensive.
Really?
Because they're carbide. So the tips of these are carbide. So
Yep.
it's like a, you know, I don't know how expensive it really is, but I know from snowmobile end of things, if you get carbides for skis, it's like, you know, a couple $100. These are basically right here is a couple $100.
That's crazy.
But this makes cleaning like oil pan surfaces or valve covers
Yeah.
just 10 times faster. I mean,
Really?
you literally just run it across the top of it,
And it takes
scrapes
it
it
right
right
off.
off clean. You know, you're not pitting out the metal or anything using these, or it doesn't throw everything all over. So
Right,
you can
right.
get like, you know, a good section of silicone off of something without it just going straight into the oil galley and clogging things up, you know.
Sweet.
These are good too. These are hub cleaners, so it'll go over the stud. You can
were
actually
using
clean
that.
the
You were
surface.
I don't know if you were using that one, but you were cleaning.
Yeah, I
some
use
hubs
these a lot. I use
on
these
this
a lot.
gorgeous Mini Cooper that you got
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the day.
And then this is a good set from Mac too, because they actually thread in here. Most of the other ones, actually, this is funny. This is a China one. You can't read it anymore, but
It seems like it's got its use.
It
though.
was labeled stud rust removal tool. But the problem with these is they're Velcro. So
Oh.
when you actually need to get some rust off of something, this just goes flying and the whole thing falls apart.
That's good.
And it's been glued together before, as you can see, and this is pretty much junk, but it stays in there just in case.
Remember this morning what I was doing?
What? Who has that?
It was in the back of the car.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
Come on.
I'm not even kidding you.
So like 15 minutes ago, Joe was not struggling, but attempting to get the ball joints out of a Subaru controller. And I said, you know, they make a tool for that, where it bolts onto the ball joint and you pull it out of the spindle, but I don't have it.
Thanks, Mako.
And there it is.
Yeah, well, thanks, customer. I wish I knew it was in the car.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting one.
Wow.
Oops. Couple kits, just because these things don't fit anywhere they end up in this drawer. But these are just like Torx, little nut drivers, all to go in like a hex head driver.
Sweet.
These are the super long ones. These have held up pretty good. I don't think I've actually broken one of these yet. These are Mac. These work out really good. No, they're with the RBRT thing. I really like the Mac RBRT stuff.
Yep.
It's like the same deal, you know, it looks like a regular Torx, but it's got a bit of a different angle to it than a regular Torx. So they tend to not round things out as much. These work out really good. My only thing with these that I don't understand why they did is the T30 is a 3/8 drive. So
that's the only one.
It's the only, I mean, the smaller ones are all quarter drive, and normally the T30 is a quarter drive as well.
Right.
So it gets a little ridiculous with the T30, but it does come in handy, being that way.
Joe's playing with bubbles.
We got kids in the shop today.
Joe, you could have just put it in the fan. There you go.
Yeah, it's like my whole childhood.
Yeah. There you go, Joe. Yeah.
He's figuring it out.
Things you find in customers' cars.
He'll fix your car, but he's figuring out the bubble thing still. So yeah, Snap-on tap and die set. This is metric only, just because Snap-on tap and dies are really expensive, and I don't work on a lot of American stuff.
Right.
But these things are great. I mean, as far as tap and dies go, these are the best. I mean, I've had to put threads onto like literally just a rod with no threads on it before.
Yeah.
You make one pass with this, and you can spin the die down it by hand afterwards.
That's sweet.
And it works out great. And they rarely break. I have broken a couple, but they're usually pretty good. But these are hardened,
Warranty?
so they are warranted.
Nice.
These are hardened, so they're gonna break. You know, if you don't treat them right, you literally could drop this thing hard enough and it'll break.
Right.
Because it's such a hard steel. But they work out great.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's a must-have. Now what do we got? Vacuum caps. These are, I think these are the big Torx. Yeah, so if you're doing like Subaru diff services, stuff like that, they take a T70, I believe it is. So this is like one of the only sets I could find that had a T70 and a bunch of other stuff instead of just buying a T70.
Joe? You don't push this far.
So yeah, that's a good little kit. These are like just like a rounded bolt extractor. These are like your classic style. You just hammer them on and hope for the best.
Cool.
They work out sometimes. Sometimes they'll get you out of a bind. If you couldn't tell from the label. Valve spring compressor. This is like more for like a small engine stuff. You could use it on like something that has like stock valve springs. This will work on.
Yeah.
Mostly this is for like motorcycles and dirt bikes. Or
so
like
you can work on Nick's Grom.
yeah, if Nick Scrom head decides to go,
Yeah.
we got that for it. But this, I think I specifically bought this for, actually this is the push rod out of it. Like an old air-cooled Beetle.
Yeah.
You can see the I can't remember, I think either the valve broke or something where the push rod was riding up against the head. So we had to pull the head and stuff out on that. And, you know, make it right again. Got it all together. It's actually one of those old dune buggies.
Oh, okay.
So like the old
Yeah,
open top dune buggies. Pretty cool.
Took it to the beach after?
Yeah, that thing was pretty sketchy, bro. I didn't take it very far at all, honestly. I was like, it's kind of wild that people were jumping these back in the day. Yeah, so down one more. We got, oh, this is another must-have. And this is not only a must-have, but in my opinion, in my experience, a must-have from Snap-on.
Yep.
Because these are the only, this kit, you talk about expensive for a kit. This kit is almost $500.
No.
This kit is almost $500.
Just for this.
But I will say, yes, these are warranted. Not that you're going to be, I mean, I don't know when I've ever used a flathead on these, but it's got them in there. But just for the Phillips head ones, if you do like Honda brakes or anything like that, where you're trying to get the rotor screw off, just use one of these, man. It's
It makes it that much easier.
if you're
huh?
most of the time, because it's a Phillips head, so they get rusted in there. You're
Right.
not getting it out with a screwdriver.
Right.
You know, you could try an impact driver, like a something on one of these.
Yeah.
but those bits end up breaking, and then you have a broken bit off and the screw.
Yeah.
So now not only do you have to drill out the screw, you got to get the broken tip out of there first. But must have. As you can see, I got the cheap one. And internally broken, tips broken, just basically here for show.
The snap-on one still holding up.
Snap-on one holding up, man. The other thing, brand loyal on, is Mac drill bits. These are warranty. All of them. All of them are warranty.
Okay.
Because a lot of companies, what they do is, which if you've ever drilled out anything metal before, you know, these are the ones that break. As you can see, this one here
Yeah.
is, you know, either broken or
Missing.
missing, but probably broken. Most companies, they won't tell you, but the smaller drill bits are not warranted. They're warranted once you get to the bigger ones, which barely ever break.
Right.
So
right.
you end up spending the same amount replacing the small drill bits that you did if you just bought the whole kit from Mac. So get yourself a Mac kit, because
Cool.
A, they're great drill bits. They don't dull after one use, which is a freaking problem I've had a lot with these drill bits, man. You use them once, and I'm nice to my drill bits.
Right.
Like,
right.
I oil them. You know, if I'm doing steel, I go slow. You know, it's impossible to find drill bits that actually work. These work great.
Awesome.
So that's a no-brainer there. Come on. This is everybody's favorite tool right here.
Yeah, I think
These things
everyone
are
in the
great.
shop has that.
I mean, the Matco one is supposed to be pretty decent too.
Yeah.
But this thing just kicks ass.
And
It never fails.
And you can tell it's been through.
Look.
And I think every toolbox store we've done here, they've all looked like that.
They look
too.
like this. And
Yeah.
mine looks like this because of Subaru wheel bearings. If you know Subarus, you know the wheel bearings in the back, until they switch to aluminum knuckles, which still makes no sense because aluminum corrodes more, but hey, maybe they adjusted tolerances, I don't know. But until they went to aluminum rear spindles, you can't get them out. They're
Right.
almost impossible to get out without just destroying everything. So what I do is you take a round bit, like one of these, get your 4 bolts out, and you go in on an angle with this guy, with this nice long guy, and you twist it. So you get the hub to twist, and then it'll come out. Almost every time. Sometimes you got to get the
Sometimes you got to give it a little bit more love.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get the smoke wrench out, and you got to get a little nasty in there, but obviously just your regular hammers, dead blows. Got the shot in there, I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh yeah,
buckshot, that's what that is, if anyone was wondering. It's buckshot. It's metal beads. The mini air hammer works alright. I mean, it's not the strongest, but if you can't fit the big guy in there, works out good. This thing, never used it, but I know it'll come in handy. I just got it recently, but it's fuel line disconnect tools.
Oh, sweet.
And, you know, transmission disconnect tools, obviously, for like the Ford stuff.
It even says Subaru there.
Yeah, so the Subaru ones are split.
Oh, cool.
I didn't even know that. I don't mean to brag, but I didn't even know that until I just picked that up. I just assumed they were split because Subaru fuel lines, you can't fit, you know, you can't get this behind the hard line on Subarus has a chamfer around it, so you can't fit this in there without separating it. But, you know, those are nice.
Sweet. Nice kit.
Yeah, these are nice. These are another must-have. I mean, you can kind of do it with a pick.
Yep.
But you end up bending stuff, and if you nick the O-ring in there, then you're kind of just screwing yourself. So it's better just to get a kit.
Sweet.
To be done with it. Yeah, these are really cool too. I do have to get. This is another thing I got a warranty from Matco. So this is nice. We're going through this. But what this allows you to do is, let me see if I can find the broken end. It might be in here.
It's in the junk drawer.
It's in the junk drawer because I didn't have a Matco guy. Because the end broke off of it. But what this allows you to do, you can take your pickle fork end.
Yeah.
And you can use either a regular hammer, or you can put it into an air hammer.
Sweet.
So instead of having a full set of pickle forks with a hammer end on it, and a full set of pickle forks with the air hammer end, you got everything in one.
Sweet. And speaking of Snap-on,
What's going on?
What's up, man? How are you?
What's going on?
What are we
we're
doing
doing a
over here?
toolbox tour.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it, man.
toolbox tour.
SuperNova?
Yeah, man.
Sweet. Gotta love it, right?
We got to get the hutch and the side locker.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
all in order.
There is a difference, right?
Right? Wait.
Wow.
See it? Old saying. Old school, dude. I'm old school. Why not?
Dave, we'll come on the truck in a little bit. We got to finish up this video.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Do it up. We've got a couple new things today.
All right, cool.
So, come on.
All kits.
They're all kits?
These are all kits because I don't have anywhere else to put them. This is why I need a side locker.
Okay.
This is a super old borescope that I'm really hoping I didn't leave the batteries in. Oh no. I might have. I didn't. Okay, good.
Because they
So this
corrode,
is like
right?
Yeah, it'll corrode. So what happens is it'll corrode so bad. This happened on something else. I can't remember what it was, but it'll corrode so bad that these tangs will just break off, and then it's essentially junk. And most companies, including Snap-on, don't warranty like electronics like that.
Right.
After,
Well, and
like,
you got the new camera, anyways, that Nick tried to.
So we got the new
He went-
camera.
Nick-
Now I need another new camera because
Yeah, Nick just went crazy.
it got violated.
Camera I always borrow.
What?
I gotta
Oh
fix
my!
that.
It did.
But this is like the backup one. I mean, you can see this thing's pretty old. You got like a Motorola Razr screen on here. It's just hopes and dreams. If you're putting this in a hole trying to see something, you're in a bad situation regardless. So it works, but not. You know, it's old. It's old. This kit, I've never had a kit piss me off more than this kit right here.
So don't buy this kit.
Don't buy this kit. This is
All
an
right.
Amazon oil filter wrench kit because, you know, I hate doing oil changes, so I don't want to buy an expensive one.
It's got a lot of them though.
It's got, you know what it's got a lot of? Nothing, because not a single one of these fit anything.
Stop.
I haven't had a single one of these sockets fit anything except for this one right here. You want to know what happened to it? It broke as soon as I went to use it.
No.
So the one that fit broke. So don't buy this kit. Do yourself a favor. They don't even stay in the. They don't even stay. It's junk. But this is just how I am. I hoard stuff, so I still have it here. I don't even know what this kit is. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. So this is a blind hole puller set. So what this is what did I use this on? Okay, so a Toyota 4Runners, the front diff bushing, because they don't use a bearing on the front for the front driver side axle.
Okay.
The bushing will wear out and you get this crazy noise.
Yeah.
And the problem is the bushing sits probably about this far into the diff and you can't get to the other side of it.
Right.
So what this tool does is it goes in the middle. You got a bunch of different sizes. When you thread this in, this expands.
Okay.
So you can grab the inside of the bushing
Yeah.
and you can either use the slide hammer or a puller to pull that bushing out.
Oh, sweet.
So this thing is
A blind puller.
lifesaver. It's a blind hole puller. So if you can't, essentially, you know, blind hole, you can't get to the one side,
Yeah.
you can get that guy in there
Sweet.
and get that done. Then more boring, just real boring Ford timing stuff. The only thing that I've used out of this, I'll be completely honest with you, is this guy right here. Because when you do crank sensors on Ford Ecotechs, you have to bring it down to 0. And this, there's a plug in the block, you pull it out, this guy goes in, hits the crank, stops it, that's how you know it's at 0.
Cool.
So that's the only thing out of here I've used. This is like a cam bridge tool, stuff like that, but if we ever end up doing Ford timing, we got the kit.
Perfect.
Yeah, I probably could have got that plug for like $10 without getting the whole kit, but
We got the kit instead.
we got
so
the
it's all
kit.
good.
We got the kit instead.
Yeah.
We got the kit instead. This one, another one that's great. Most people don't know this exists. As you can see, I don't have the biggest of arms. When you're trying to do twisting
Big G.
calipers, it's skinny arms. When you're trying to do twisting calipers, this thing is the best. It is absolutely the best. So you got an air fitting on one end.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger, pushes it out. All you need to do is twist. The only issue that I've had with this kit is this handle's a little short, but a 1/2 inch extension with the female end over this end fits perfectly.
Cool.
Dial it right in. Good to go. This is probably my most. The tool that gets borrowed from other people the most is this. Like once they find out I have this, they're like,
They take it.
I need that. Like I'm doing twist ends, I'm not even gonna try to use my hand tool. Like this, it just makes life so much easier.
Sweet. The final. The SuperNova side.
This is like this. We shouldn't even look in this drawer. This drawer is just a mess. But
So this is like your second junk drawer.
This is air tools.
Yeah.
Which barely, I mean, you barely really use air tools anymore.
Yeah.
The only thing I use the die grinders, because yeah, Milwaukee makes electric die grinders, but they're not as strong as these guys are. These are actually Cornwall. These are really strong. Matco makes one of these. It's the exact same thing. This is Husky. This is $12 from Husky. Get this. Don't get the Matco one.
Matco's probably 200.
Sorry, Matco. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing. And the Husky one comes with a bunch of different barrels.
Oh, okay.
Which I have since lost, but
Matco, you got a little bit of an add-on. You got it. You get
the
barrels.
logo. So that's that. This guy's a lifesaver too. The little air saw.
Sweet.
Expensive as all hell, but
Worth it.
so worth it. Especially like when you're doing we were doing that carbon hood the other day on that
Yep.
Camaro.
Yep.
You're really just able to. I mean, you can make a turn, like a 90-degree turn within like a half of an inch.
Sweet.
So it's if practice with it before you go cutting a carbon hood, but if you get good with it, you can sign your name in person with that.
Awesome.
And it works out great. This is all just bullshit here.
You gotta have a little. You got a
little
little junk
Pepto,
drawer.
a little
Yeah.
leaf, the wallet, some manuals for stuff that, random stuff.
Sweet.
This is also kind of a mess, but
That's all right.
this is all electrical stuff.
I think your box is one of the cleanest boxes I've seen of all the
I'm
guys
OCD,
here,
so this right now,
Yeah, it's probably
this
you're
gives
probably
me-
bugging out about it.
Oh yeah, this gives me anxiety. All right, so where do we start? This obviously you got it. Come on, multimeter, you gotta have it. Power probe, another one. Like I don't even have a regular test light anymore because this just works so much better. I mean, you just go power and ground, and it'll tell you exactly what's going on. I mean, a lot of the old school guys would be like, oh, does it have a bright light or a bright test light or whatever? Okay, but how many volts is it at? You know what I mean? It's not, you're not getting much information out of that. Test leads, also really great. I think this is a 20-foot spool. 10-foot. So it's a 10-foot spool. So if you got something under the car you need to test, but say you need to activate it with the scan tool or whatever and you don't want to keep going up and down, you just run these leads off of it and you're good to go. This is another good one. Little one. You can, so this handle comes off and you can put like a spool of solder in here.
Yeah.
And then, if I get it the thread back on. So essentially what you do is you pull the jaw back, and obviously this would be stripped if you're soldering, but this will hold your wires together.
Oh, sweet.
So I don't have the steadiest of hand. So when you're doing something like this, you can have what I'll usually do is I'll prop it up on in this case a tin, but prop it up like that. You got your wires in here, and what you're supposed to be able to do is just spool the solder out.
Yep.
I like holding the solder just so I can heat the wire and feed the solder into it from the top, because a lot of times it kind of just falls off from the back. But this tool's great too.
Sweet.
It beats trying to hold, you're trying to hold two wires and a soldering iron and the solder. It's, I mean, how many?
It gets a little crazy.
Right. So you gotta. This works good, and then a lot of guys I see have they'll have like a stand with little jaws like this off of it that you can articulate, which I thought I would end up breaking, so I ended up with that one.
Cool.
Again, I hate to do it Snap-on, but this soldering iron sucks.
It's not good.
It's not good. There might be something wrong with mine. I don't know, but I mean, you sit here all day to try to get this thing to light. That still didn't light. But so yeah, that's that. This is just like a little mini torch. It's got like the solder attachments on it, but it really doesn't get super hot for soldering. What I usually use this for is A, heat shrink, it works really good.
Yeah.
Or B, there is a hot knife. So you can...
Oh, that's cool.
Essentially, I mean, you can cut plastic, but you also have, like, this guy comes with, here anymore, but like
You lost them.
you can plastic weld essentially.
Okay.
So they get like it's almost like a TIG welding rod, but it's a plastic that's meant to melt and then harden after it's melted.
Cool.
So if you have like a cracked bumper or something and you don't want to like drift stitch it, you can kind of actually just like mold it back together, and
Oh, cool.
you can get it really close to not being able to see that there's a crack there anymore.
Sweet.
So that works out really good. That's pretty. Oh, this is a good one too. I'm missing one of the clamps, but for like multimeter ends, if you need to probe something, these little pointy guys work really good. Don't try to send voltage through these because they will melt.
No voltage.
No, you can't. Well, voltage yes, amperage no.
No amperage.
No amperage. Like you could see this guy's melted here. Like
You sent that one.
it'll
huh?
yeah, that one got sent. I think you could still get continuity through it, but it doesn't like it. It does not like it. All the chargers.
Power
As I
drawer.
said before,
I like how it's on the SuperNova part. I like that.
Yeah, yep.
That's cool.
Yep. SuperNova, Superpower, good to go.
Sweet.
These are nice. It beats because like prior I didn't have a power drawer. You just have all your chargers on top of the box.
Right,
It's
right.
just a mess. Like this really organizes stuff a lot better.
Sweet.
These little no-code jump packs, these are great. Like this will
They
jump.
are. And
I
they're
mean,
light. Unlike the
they're-
freaking
Right. Like even my
monsters,
Mac.
even that, yeah,
right,
even that's like a
pretty
monster.
heavy, and it's
Yeah.
it's a pain in the butt. Like especially like if you're going to a show or whatever, and you don't know like, oh, the car's been sitting, it might not start again
Right,
or whatever.
right.
If you're gonna get a slow crank, this will crank it right over. I mean,
Sweet.
it'll do V8s, whatever. These things, these are good lights. They're extremely bright. It's almost better as like I take, like if I go hunting, I'll take this.
Yeah.
Like you could see very far. They're all right for mechanic work, but you kind of gotta like prop it up somewhere or whatever. But
More for hunting.
yeah, for the one time every 5 years I go hunting, that comes with me. You know, ball end T-handle Allens. These are good. So it's a ball on this end and then just a regular on this guy. These are really good for like if you're doing stuff that's like delicate. I try to not use power tools,
Right.
especially on Allens, because they really do like to strip, especially ball ends. Like if you're using a ball end, if you use a power tool, you're gonna strip it out. Like,
Yeah.
Whether it's fully stripped or not, it's gonna be partially stripped out. And I don't like doing that.
Cool.
But that's that drawer.
And the
Then
final one.
guns.
And we're back and we're on the final drawer.
The final drawer. As you can see, not brand loyal, especially with power tools.
Okay.
I have my preferences.
A little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of everything. This I got like Black Friday deal, $50 for both of these.
Okay.
They're weak. I'll warn you on that. But if you're doing something, like I said before with the Allens, and you don't want to strip it out, these are really good because
Cool.
you could just full blast, not even be paying attention. It's not going to break whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And they fit in tight spots.
Cool.
The Subaru bell housing tool right here. This, accompanied with the long 14,
Yeah.
from underneath, you can get about half of the bell housing bolts.
Okay.
You can actually fit this on top with a short 14 and get the top bell housing bolts.
All right,
So when
all
you're
right.
pulling motors in like an hour or less, this is how you do it.
Sweet.
Another one that as you can see, I don't even have regular length electric ratchets. I only use the long
Long ones.
Another win for Snap-on. This
Yeah.
Snap-on 1/4 inch will snap this Matco 3/8 in half.
Come on.
I swear to God. If you don't pay attention with this thing and you're ramming down a 10 mil, it will snap it.
Come on.
This thing rips. It doesn't sound like it, but this thing rips.
Cool.
So, you know, I break stuff loose with it. You're not supposed to, but it takes it. The other thing that sucks on this one, it'll get stuck like in neutral. Which
So we gotta get a snap on one of those.
probably, yeah. I got this one on a deal though, because my buddy got it and he didn't like it because it was orange or
Yeah.
something, some stupid reason.
I know, the guys like the colors.
The guys like the colors. I
You just get whatever's
don't
on
care, man.
the
Whatever
truck.
you have on the truck, I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's gonna do the job, and you can't tell, but the 1/2 inch guy,
Yeah.
the only 1/2 inch you should be using is a Milwaukee.
Okay, all
Look
right,
at-
all
look at
right.
how-
I know Fudge likes those
Look at this
too,
thing.
so.
Look at this thing. This thing has been through absolute hell.
And it's still chugging.
The only issue that I have with these is this.
And that's it.
And really, this is the battery that's doing that. It's
Right.
not the tool.
It's not the
They
gun,
do
yeah.
make. I don't think Milwaukee makes it, but There's companies that make like a sock that goes over this and holds it up, but mine have gotten to the point where if I'm really impacting something, the battery will straight up disconnect, and you'll see me like taking a wheel off, just smacking the bottom of the tool to get it to go. But the Milwaukee guns are the best.
Sweet.
They're the best.
Awesome.
But that's pretty much it.
Well, that's the tour, huh? I like the Rhino line on the top. I really like
Yeah,
that.
it's nice. This actually got so hot on the way up here because I had this on a trailer.
Yeah.
And it was a hot day that it started to bubble.
Stop.
And you can't even tell where it bubbled.
It
So
went right back to
leveled
place.
right back
It
out.
leveled
yeah,
right back
it's
out.
like a nice wrap, man. It just leveled right back out.
Sweet. We got the bump box, the laptop,
We got the bump box, laptop,
all the fun
Snap-on
stuff on
scanner,
top. Wow, you
That's
gotta
a
have
new
that.
one,
Yo,
Solus
you know what?
Plus.
You're the only one in the shop with the snap-on scanner.
and I'll tell you why.
Everyone else has the Mako one.
I'll tell you why. It's something I've always said. If you only have one scanner, there's always going to be something that you can't do.
Yeah.
But regardless of what scanner you have, I don't care. Like, they'll say it does everything. None of them do everything. None of them do everything. You could plug in your Mako one and it won't do something. It won't show a PID or something. You plug in a Snap-on, it might have that one and it's missing the other one.
Yeah.
So when they were saying, oh, he's got Mako, he's got Mac, nobody has Snap-on, okay. So we got a Snap-on one.
Wow.
And it's quick, it's fast.
It is.
I like it, it's good.
Cool. Sweet. Well, Dylan, thanks for the tour.
That's it, man, you're welcome.
We'll stop back when you start ordering some more stuff.
Hopefully that's not soon, because
It might be soon.
I got some stuff in my wallet and I like to keep it there.
Thanks, Dylan.
No problem.